Hi, my name is Jerry Han, and welcome back to the video. And growing up and going through school, I was always one of those students who didn't really know what career path to take. I wasn't particularly good at writing or math or science, or even a up-and-coming career path such as coding. And especially growing up in an Asian household, I was always pressured to go into a STEM career path. So that might have been science, math, or engineering, in hopes that I might become a doctor, an engineer, or maybe a computer scientist. And even though I don't dislike or hate those subjects, they're not something that I will want to do full-time as a job for the rest of my life. So all throughout my life, I struggled to find what I really wanted to do as a job when I eventually needed to start working. And it wasn't until pretty recently where I took into consideration what being an entrepreneur would look like. With this career path, you essentially have the flexibility to start whatever business you want, have the freedom to do whatever you want without a boss telling you what to do, and there also really isn't an income ceiling if you're into that. But with all of those strengths, also comes with a few caveats. So in this video, I want to go through a few of the qualities that I think every aspiring entrepreneur should have. The first quality I think every entrepreneur should have is a sense of self. And what I mean by this is to have qualities associated with who you are as an individual. But more specifically, I'm talking about self-discipline. But in order to have that, you also need traits such as self-awareness, self-control, self-direction, and so much more. One of the things I've heard, have implemented, and continue to believe in is that if your goal is to be more successful than other people, then you need to do what other people aren't willing to do. This means putting yourself in uncomfortable situations so that you can grow, and continuing to do so because they know that results don't come overnight. And since your goal is to eventually work for yourself, you need to realize that no one is going to give you tasks for the day and tell you what you need to finish. You have the power to tell yourself how much or how little you're going to accomplish for that day. So you have the freedom to either wake up and put hours and hours of work all day, every day, or you can wake up and slack off all day. But unfortunately, only one of those is going to get you closer and closer to success. So you need to cut out distractions, develop habits and strategies so that it becomes easier to accomplish the crazy amount of work that you need to finish every single day. And the next trait I think every aspiring entrepreneur needs is persistence. And I think it takes a pretty unique person to be an entrepreneur. Not to say that everybody else isn't unique, but I think you need to be a little bit crazy to think that the mundane task that you're doing every single day is eventually going to grow into something big. Even if a whole bunch of people tell you that you're going to be successful, in the end, everybody has a different path in life. So they can't truly guarantee that it's going to work out for you. Because everyone's success always has some luck or unfair advantage associated with it. They might have been at the right place at the right time, or they might have even had some monetary backing for the business that they're trying to start. But what's for sure is that you're eventually going to come across some roadblock or failure, especially when you're first starting out. So you need to be persistent and in a way stubborn, believing that the work that you're going to put in every single day eventually is going to work out to something good. Because in the end, many of the people that you see successful today started from the same position. They started from the ground up, put their head down and grinded no matter what happened. And the good thing about this is that it's a trait that we can develop. So if you decide to develop that mental strength, it's something that we can implement in all of our daily lives. And one thing I learned recently that I thought was really interesting is that some amount of luck plays into whether or not we become successful or not. But obviously it's something that we can't control. But what we can control is how often we expose ourselves to the possibility of being lucky. So if we consistently try new things, go out and meet new people, put ourselves in new environments, or learn new skills, it gives us exponentially more opportunities for us to eventually come across something that may lead to us being lucky in one way or another. And this isn't even considering all the other benefits that may come along the way. All this saying that if you expose yourself to new things, there's a pretty big chance that later down the road, something lucky is probably going to happen to you. But back to the main topic, the third trait that I think every aspiring entrepreneur should have, and arguably the most important, is a passion or motivation to want to accomplish something. So if you want to start a specific type of business, whether it be selling a product or providing services to someone, the ones who consistently put in the hours day and night are always the ones who enjoy the process of doing so. And if you happen to find that happy medium of doing something that you love to do while also getting the monetary value out of it, most of the times it won't even feel like work. Because many times for them, it's not their passion to get rich. It's because they know that if they accomplish their goal, they're going to be helping out a lot of people in return. And like I mentioned before, if you combine this passion and motivation along with the persistence, there's almost no way that you won't succeed in one way or another. And even if you happen to come across hardship, your passion for what you are creating fuels you to get back up and keep going. And of course, these three aren't the only traits that every aspiring entrepreneur needs, but I think these three are very important that you should try to find or develop if you want to eventually start a business of your own. In a way, the people who choose this path are essentially developing their own path in the business world. And everyone knows that this is one of the hardest career paths that you can take, or everybody will be doing it. But many times, the hardest things that you manage to accomplish have the biggest rewards. If you found this video informative or even entertaining, please help me out by clicking the like button down below. Subscribe if you would like to support me on my entrepreneurial journey. I post 2 videos every single week, and it would truly mean a lot if you click the red subscribe button down below. But that's been it for this one, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. This means putting yourself in uncomfortable situations so that you can grow. The hardest things that you manage to accomplish. The third trait that I think every aspiring entrepreneur. Subscribe if you would like to support me on my entrepreneurial path. Are essentially develop. It gives us exponentially more new.